A warm welcome to all of you and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha Sharda, would like to thank all of you for watching the videos, for writing in your comments and your suggestions. Thank you so much for it. Today, we are going to talk about retrograde planets and payback through relationships. This could be a good payment, it could be a bad payment. How does it work? When we're talking about retrograde, one thing that all of us have heard, read, and we do believe in is that they are karmic planets. They have karmic connections and they depict karmic relationships. As a result of which, it tells us where we have a very strong connection with people. But when we think on a very even level, we know that all of us are born on this planet to settle some karmic debts. So every planet must show certain karmic debts. So what is it about the retrograde planets which is so special in relation to karmic relationships? Well, as I have understood so far with my past life readings and with my workings on retrograde, it is seen that there must have been some extra workload that you could not complete in some lifetime that you've bought in this lifetime. As a result, that planet has a more intense load as compared to the others. And so there is a strong relationship, strong letting go and working on certain levels with that particular planet and the relationship it depicts that has to be disposed of. Another thing is that it is something which is ingrained within us. We are kind of drawn like a river to the sea. So that would happen, though should work on the free will of that, but it actually happens automatically. Getting back, so how do we understand what this planet is? How do we understand which planet to work on and what relationship to work on? First, we take up the retrograde planet. Let's take it up in steps. See what the Karaka of this retrograde planet is, mostly the Jeev Karaka. Then we take up what is the house, which is the house this retrograde planet is situated in. Once we are sure of this, we also see what is the relationship that this house is showing in respect to that retrograde planet. We are narrowing down our base. Then we see this retrograde planet as regards to the houses that it owns or it is the lord of. Then we can actually write the entire thing down, work it out, and finally come to a conclusion that the person would have to make a payback or would have a very strong karmic relation with such and such person in his or her life. So let us talk about the planets. Say if Mercury is retrograde in your chart, then what would Mercury signify? First and foremost, as I said, let's go with Jiva Karaka because relationship issues are generally with the living. So we can see that it could be your neighbors, it could be your friends, it could also represent your aunts and uncles and cousins on the maternal side. For Mars, we can say that they could be your siblings. We could also say they could be your employees, albeit the ones who are young looking, very dynamic, people with a lot of energy and probably a lot of inherent anger too. When we're talking about, but these are the fixed karaks. They will be modulated when we will go into the houses. As we continue further, we see when we take up Jupiter, it could be your parents, particularly your father. It could be in a lady's chart, it could denote the husband. In everyone's chart, it could be the grandparents and definitely the children. So when we move to Venus, it would be, as Venus is the Karaka of spouse in general, it could be the spouse in your chart. It could also be the any female factor, because Venus is a female planet, so it could be the it could be a girlfriend, it could also be your wife, sister, mother, all of this inclusive. When we move on to Saturn is the karak for the labor class, so it could be the blue collared people working for you, either at home or the cleaner, sweeper, working in your factory, offices, factory workers working in your factories. It could also be your employees. And the best part, you should also understand and know, it could be your boss or your mother-in-law also, because Saturn is the natural karak of the 10th house. So we understand that all these are the representations of the planets. Now let us move on to the houses. We need to see where this planet is posited in which house. That will give us a very strong base to understand what the karmic relationship is all about. And finally, we need to see that each of these planets hold the lordship of two houses each in the zodiac sign. So what are the houses they own? What are the kind of relationships they are showing us? Is it working there? And then we understand and we accept the best part of all of it. What is the entire exercise? The exercise is that we understand, accept, pay our debts, and move forward. So with that, let us take up two examples. The first example that I take up is of a person very well known to me, very close to me, and she has a retrograde Mars with Rahu in the 12th house. Mars here is the Yoga Karaka and is the lord of two houses, that is the 4th house, and it is the lord of the 9th house. We all know that the 4th house is the house of security and home. It is also the house of emotions. It is the house that connects you to the public. It is the house of mother and homeland. So, and then the 9th house is the legality of marriage. So it also has something to do with spouse. The 9th house is being just and fair. So we see this is all that. This is then seen very clearly that 12th house is the house of losses. Here we can say that it is time for her to pay back. And why? There are two very glaring factors. In fact, I could also add another third to it. What are the two glaring factors? First and foremost, it is sitting in the 12th house, which is again one of the karmic houses. Then it is with Rahu, which shows the way our karma would be let out. So if any plan they have any Rahu Ketu conjunction, you always know that you have to pay. And then it is aspected by the 8th lord from the 8th house, even if it is Jupiter. So it could be people who think they are superior to her. It could be people. It could be her spouse, because it's the 5th lord of romance also, and it could be children also. Again, this lady has been doing a lot, be it in terms of spouse, be it in terms of friends, and be it in terms of child. She's also done a lot for others, because 12th house is the house of giving. With a retrograde planet sitting there, she's been giving, doing charities to so many people. But when the payback comes, it is that she's the one who's giving with nothing coming to her in return. Saturn, the lord of the 6th house from the house of Prarabdha, is also watching, aspecting this Mars. So now, what does this Mars represent in the chart? As I had told you, Mars represents younger brother, and Mars here, for as it is the lord of the 4th house, it also represents homeland. She's been married away from her homeland, long distance away from her homeland. Mars also here, being the lord of the 4th house, represents securities for her. So presently, she has been very generous enough to give out a lot to the younger brother. As a result, she doesn't have a lot of security around her and a question over her home and family. We can see the play of Mars as the lord of the 4th house. We can see the play of Mars as the Karaka in this chart. And when we see that Saturn is aspecting it from the 6th house of Prarabdha, then we understand that it is because of certain past life connections, very truly sedimented, that she has been into this soup because of certain conditions. When we accept that this has happened, we can now look forward and move forward. We also know that now the question for everybody is, or everybody would want to know or understand as to when these things are going to be in play for us in our life, so that we can be very sure about it, we can be very careful about it. Planet knows that okay, if you are going to face something, let's be ready for it. They are generally seen from the dasha antardasha, and they would also be seen from the period of our transits. So when you put transits into effect, especially if the retrograde planet in transit is going retrograde, then you should be very aware of its becoming extremely vibrant in your chart. Now let me take a chart of another person who is known to me. And in this chart, we see that Saturn is retrograde with Ketu. Now, I have already mentioned that if you have Ketu and Rahu associated with the retrograde planet, it is definitely a payback time for you. Seventh house is house of partners, and it is be it professional or personal. Such a person would definitely, and again, Saturn is the karaka of, it creates certain distancing. So there can be distances, but now that it is retrograde, that distancing would be very, very strong. Saturn is the lord of the second and the third house. The second house is the house of family. So they could be, and the third house is the house of friends. So when we put second house and the uh, the seventh house together where Saturn is sitting, we can say that yes, with a personal family or personal life, there can be problems of this person. And being the lord of the third house, also again, families or friends who turn into partners can create problems, can give a lot of issues. Saturn, as I also told you, is the karaka for blue collared people working for you, employees. So such a person can also have problems with his employees, or may not behave very properly with the person. All this proves very correctly for the person, is very works bang on for this person. This person has marital issues. This person also shows a lot of problems with finance. People who get whom he makes partnerships with, generally his partnerships do not sustain, and he's the one at the losing end, because he's had to pay a lot because of partnerships with different people, friends he made partnerships with, and later on ended up paying for them. Again, Ketu is, as I have said, because Saturn is retrograde and it also shows your employees, he invariably has a lot of problems with his employees or does not treat them well, and as a result also has to suffer because of that. One final parting thing that I would like to add on here is that the seventh lord has also gone in the house of waste, that is Mercury has moved into the house of losses, the 12th house. So this person is likely to have losses because of the spouses, the spouse, the friends, or the partners, and the servants in life. Servants could be people working in his house, or servants could also be employees in his business or profession. And when we see the nakshatra, we see that it is in the nakshatra of Adra, in the nakshatra of Rahu. So we know that Rahu is sitting in the Lagna. Most of it could also be self-generated, or the person could have had a lot of illusions about what they want in life, which could have created a lot of problems for that person. In the previous chart, if we see the nakshatra of Mars, we see that the Mars is sitting in Pushya nakshatra. It is because the person has tended to mollycoddle people around her, or to be mother-like, nourish the people associated with Mars. That is why she is also having to pay back on those issues. So we see that it is the payback time. And one thing I've been telling everybody right from the beginning is, do not get even. Let it happen, let it go. Once you let it go, life becomes more smoother because you've paid off those debts. Now, the thing is that we've finally come to understand what are the areas or which are the people that we need to pay back to. But when becomes a question. You cannot be 24/7 alert about these things. So the times when these planets in transit are affected badly, that are the times when you have to pay back. Also, when the Dasha Antardasha is working in the favor of these planets, that is the time when the payback can happen, will happen, may happen. So, these are the things that we should be knowing in practical about a retrograde planet. Before moving ahead, I would like to inform you that we have a, a free webinar in Hindi on Moon coming up. We had one in English on Sun that is also uploaded if you want to watch out. And now we have a free webinar in Hindi on Moon on the 23rd of May. All who are interested, please do write to us on our email address, or you can also ask for the link from the WhatsApp address that is being given to you. So, till we meet again, please be safe, please be happy, and don't forget to watch our videos, like our videos, subscribe to the channel, and write in a comment. Thank you.